This is the abandoned horse barn my wife Sandra, 75, and myself, 65, moved into April 4th of 2008. It was ready to be torn down. It was just on the verge of being condemned and didn't hold much hope. It had no heat, no siding, no cooling, and very little plumbing. We have since, in the past 6 years, been fortunate enough to have accessed many grants to make improvements on this building, which we've been renting, and would like to continue making improvements on it. I will show you what it looks like today. This is yet another picture of the same side. One wall was completely missing on the lower left, which is where our laundry room, for lack of a better term, was, and our water heater. The siding had been stripped off. There was relatively very little insulation. This is yet another shot of the same side, kind of a three-quarter shot, which shows what attempted to be a deck by some previous occupant of this. It was unstable, and it's an exit from the master suite, for lack of a better term. I will now show you what it looks like today and what work remains. This is a similar angle of the same side of one of those still pictures of what it looks like right now. As you can see, siding, fascia board and soffit, and some window trim on the barn level. You got to remember, this was a abandoned, vacant horse barn when we got here. Now you also see a heat pump has been added, heating and air. This is the three-quarter shot, which is very similar to the earlier one of what we've done to the deck and the entrance to the deck and the vegetation, the trees we planted, and the full shot here of what it looks like right now. This is our fan palm, which we planted 4 years ago, about the size of a house plant. It survived the Georgia winters up to now. We're very proud of it. This is the north side of the building. Again, our living space being on the upper level, and shows the siding that we put on. The top is finished and we're only partially complete with the bottom level. This little area that I'm showing you used to be the tack area for the horses, and we're now turning it into a screened-in porch. And we've also added the small deck outside, which you couldn't even access. The grass when we got here was about 4 or 5 feet tall. There was a lot of thicket, a lot of poison ivy, a lot of vines. It was very overgrown. You could barely see the lower level when we got here, and the carport area was like a jungle. We've addressed the drainage around the building, the storm runoff. We've repaired plumbing. We've repaired electrical. We've been fortunate enough at the moment to access almost $18,500. We've been very blessed. It was prayer that got us here, prayer that kept us here for 6 years. And of course, we don't think it's any coincidence that we've been able to access the resources of that amount to make improvements and turn it into a two-story home. We've got a lot of work to do. We would like to buy it. The owner will not sell except for a ridiculous price, about 4 times what it's worth. We feel we're meant to be here. It's very peaceful and quiet, and my wife Sandra has never had the feeling of peace of mind and security of owning her own home, and I would like to give that to her. I enjoy doing the work. It's good for me. There's a lot of satisfaction involved, and it keeps me in shape. And we have a website, just keepingourhome.com, and we're hoping to get some help to buy it. We're currently on Social Security. Mine is very little because I've worked under the table so much for so many years. But I've also got a modest Navy pension, but it's just not enough for us to even begin to have any savings. So we would like some help and like some comments on the work that we've done. Really appreciate you taking time to look at it. Thanks.